On the wave like it's a stadium. The weatherman is about to be a brave weekend. Come on the
Bottom left of the map starts the former Prime player. Join Team MJ. Zerg in red. It is
BBoongBBoong.
You know, actually, that the up and down match that we have this season, that's... And once again, this quality, that's not a mouse bungee.
That's not a mouse bungee.
What is that?
I don't know, man.
Drives me crazy. Drop right, we have the Terran player, his opponent, in this last map in the best of 3. Starting for LGIM, it is...
LGIM YoDa.
Yeah, the up and down groups that we are going to have this season. You know how sick they are gonna be? That's gonna be like all group of deaths.
Yeah, they all will be.
Every single one of them. It's insane.
This camera pan.
I really want to know what the... I think I'm gonna walk over there and have a look.
For a moment there, I thought you were actually gonna do it. I was like, alright, dude. It's like, it's BBoongBBoong's Caldor magnet, actually. Like, it just attracts Caldors. The Caldor's like freaking out, he wants to know what it is so bad.
It drives me crazy. You have no idea. That thing looks like a Caldor.
You're right, man, I have no idea.
BBoongBBoong is a witch doctor, man.
Yeah, he might be. Maybe in Diablo 3. Here's the, again, force of double SCV pull when you make the commands on low ground. CC first versus Hatch first, neither player leaving anything up to chance here. Game number 3.
That's how it's going, cool. The standard opening for BBoongBBoong so far, once again. Let's see what exactly the timing for his gas is going to be. So far, you really like to add it early in the game, even without circlings, just to get it out there.
Yeah, and then just continue to mine it.
Yep. Have speed as fast as possible.
The thing is, you know, if you keep your drones in gas like that and get a late layer, it means you're going to start building up gas with only one extractor. So later, if you want to make mutas, for example, you have some gas built up, you don't have to worry about waiting for the gas. But at the same time, that's why people pull out, because there's just more efficient ways to get minerals and get that gas and still hit the timings on making extractors later when you've built up the minerals. So it's a little bit weird to me that he keeps doing this.
Oh, wow. Our cameraman has one of these really, really small chairs, and the chair just broke and he toppled and fell over. And thank God there was another guy who was able to catch him. But for a second, that looked really scary.
Yeah, I thought...
And he doesn't even fix the chair. He doesn't even get a new one. He just tries to sit down on the same chair again. It's like, what, dude? Do you have a death wish?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's going to need a chair to operate that camera properly, but I would want a new one for sure.
I can give him mine. Well, no, actually
I think the chair might be too tall, though. I don't know, though. But, yeah, I was scared the Code A medallion might have fallen off. I'm glad to hear that's not the case. We have a normal one gas Hellion follow-up for YoDa. He may go into double factories again, though.
And this time, no gas for BBoongBBoong. Well, now the extractor, but very, very late if you compare to when he got it in the last few games. And he's relying on a few more queens again. The same thing that he did on Entomb. Queen number 3, number 4, now being built. Already has at the bottom the first 2 queens to make sure that if there is going to be some kind of scout or whatever heading his way, that he can take it down immediately.
YoDa is going for that third. He's going for that third, but he's also going for that hide-and-seek SCV that's coming over to check for the third base of his opponent. When he will actually get to see it, there's nothing to stop him.
Yeah.
BBoongBBoong's gas, that's the most interesting part of his game so far. I'm really curious to see what he's going to do this time. I'd love to see him actually hit that fast layer timing with how he's doing this.
Double queen again.
That SCV's life ended after he saw what he needed to see. Secret's not safe for BBoongBBoong.
6 queens, so he's really playing this style, but usually you really do that without this much gas. Do this with... the idea behind this is that you save all your lava, so all the lava is being put in the drones, and you play a very mineral-heavy game. That's why you get gas normally very, very late, because you need to afford those queens, you need to afford all those drones. But what he does is like, he's getting the gas still kind of early, doesn't even pull out properly.
Yeah, if you pull out, then at least you still get those minerals with speed, and it gives you a little bit of an extremely safe opening. But
yeah, but you know, on the other hand, he's just taking a little bit. He's taking a little bit later with that. After all, so he doesn't spend any of it, and then he has the bank that he can use, which gives him a bit more flexibility, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can really say is it gives him flexibility. But
if that works out for him with the lava, with his lava management, then why not? then it's completely fine. So his lava management is apparently not affected by this. And he's going for 11 additional drones, so the economy that he has behind this is really strong. And also a very good creep spread, which helps him to defend. With all those creep tumors that he has active on the map, he can really push the creep forward, not only towards the third base, and then behind it to see an early, Hellion run by, but also at the natural can push it out down the ramp, and that will help him a lot to see if there's anything else coming in.
Yeah. The creep spread from him is actually so good so far. He's got a nice block. He had it set up at the natural and at the natural ramp. Now he's got the third base up. He wants to make sure to be able to defend that as well. And it looks like YoDa is actually just going to sit back, hold the watchtower, keep getting his upgrades. He's a little bit ahead there. He's got a very fast stim coming out. So he's got a timing he can actually hit with Hellions and stim Marines if he wants to, coming up pretty soon while he takes his third.
We have the bailingness though for BoongBoong,
Exactly.
so BoongBoong should not be surprised.
He's not going to pull a Don't Regulate here against combat shields.
And then the layer tech is now nearly completed, well, it's halfway done. So at this point, if he can decide what kind of tech choice he wants to go. And usually it's the fastest on this map, especially with how he plays it. But on the other hand, with the style that BoongBoong has chosen in other maps, he can go for a Spire at first again, can try to dominate the mid game and then go straight into the infestation pit. That's kind of what he did on the first map.
Yeah. Queen's trying to figure out what's going on.
No, wait a second, I'm mixing the Zergs up right now, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah. But he's going for the Spire nonetheless.
I just wanted to, I was like, I'll just say yeah, and then like, nobody will notice that you said that, but...
Nah, I noticed. I was like, wait a second, they didn't play on Whirlwind.
Yeah.
That was DRG earlier with that second game.
on Vestige.
Yeah, on Vestige that game.
But the add-ons coming down here for YoDa. He still hasn't felt comfortable taking this third base. In fact, he's making bunkers to be safe before he does so. In a pretty cool spot. He's not taking any chances here. He knows that BoongBoong's third base was not very quick. He's been nosing the style of BoongBoong as well, where he has a fast, where he has a late lair tech rather.
You know, the only thing that I find a little bit weird is that YoDa's win on game number 2 resulted in him being aggressive and harassing. And the loss that he had resulted in him not doing too much damage early on. So he leaves BoongBoong completely alone here. BoongBoong is getting a third base, a fourth base. He drones up like a madman. He's getting upgrades. He's getting his Spire. He's actually going for a really strong, a really strong play here.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit surprised that YoDa is completely confident in or comfortable with this.
Same. He's got this double bunker play, but they don't. Either of them don't protect the command center. So I was talking about those two bunkers he made were interesting, but they're not really useful at protecting the base at all. So I think he might want to make a new bunker that actually protects his mineral line against Ling Run Rise.
You know, in the first game we saw this, BoongBoong with a bit of a problem with his management of the overlords. This time that's not going to be an issue, so the muralists are out a lot faster. He's getting now 5 additional ones. He didn't have as much gas as he, as much minerals as he really wanted to have. So he just started with the initial 5. Now he has another 5 on the way. Also the +1 attack upgrade, +2 as well. And this creep spread is still uncontested. So he can dominate this mid game completely, and once more straight into infestation pit, not taking any chances here.
Yeah, you're so right, and you know, I'm starting to figure out the bunker thing, by the way. I think the reason why he does this, I've been thinking about this actually for the past 45 seconds, is
between the bases?
Yeah.
Oh, I really like it actually.
If he runs into the natural and then gets stopped by the wall, then he wants to run to the left of the third base. He has to go through 2 bunkers before he gets there.
It's also if he wants to get out with the muralist later, that gives you a little bit of extra range. And how often do we see a Terran player that is kind of overrun with a Zerg army that is trying to get in here? And if you have those bunkers, that's just an additional way of saving his unit. So I really like it.
Yeah,
because he can always just salvage it.
You salvage it later, yeah. It's pretty cool. At first I wasn't certain about it, but now I'm pretty convinced. I really do like it.
Look at this hive tech. Muralist presence on the map. Drops being shut down. Overlord spread is decent. Could spread it a little bit better to the left side of his top left of his natural.
Yep.
But
here, this drop and he's gonna shut it down.
Keeps the muralists out of range. That's exactly what you need to do, because a good Terran player will always start to focus down your muralists manually.
A nice little scan and swipe on the middle of the map with the creep. He's got to be careful about all the mules on the map. He should be able to get out of here, though.
I feel the 5th base is what we're going to see from BoongBoong really soon.
Yes.
He has a saturation on 4 bases.
He's got all the tech he needs to hold it. He's got a good position with his creep spread, and he knows his opponent is kind of on the defensive right now.
Probably also getting an Ultralisk Cavern very soon.
Yeah, that seems to be his style.
Going for Ultralisk Cavern, going for the Greater Spire, all these things that he already can do. At this point, even before the Hive hits, he has the resources to get all this additional tech up, get another base. We will see Adrenal Glands, we will see +3/+3, and we will also see just the additional tech with the Greater Spire, and then most likely also the Ultralisk Cavern.
Yeah, the Ultralisk Cavern, well, he goes Greater Spire first.
Oh, yeah, what I just said. Greater Spire first, but I promise you that in a few minutes we will see Ultralisk Cavern.
Yeah, he's got the resources. I thought he might, well, hold that thought. He's going to get surrounded here. He's going to try to go for an attack on the right side. YoDa is. And BoongBoong is actually totally out of position because of that drop to the left side. This is what YoDa has shown in the past. Send a drop to one side to distract his opponent, then get into position for an attack on the other side. The sensor tower is invaluable here. It's allowing him to position his units in the best way possible.
But with the creep, he just has the speed bonus, and he is there immediately. Adrenal Glands +3/+3, as expected. Bit faster for YoDa though, so BoongBoong has to be careful with the timing that gives the Terran player.
That's a lot of speedlings. Even though YoDa is set up defensively, he's slightly on creep, and I'm not sure. In fact, I'm pretty sure YoDa does not have enough units to defend his siege tanks, but when the siege tanks are gone, the mutas are going to have to get out of there.
And that's exactly what they do. And keep in mind that BoongBoong has 97 drones, so the big problem for him is really that army supply is going to be an issue later.
Yes, it's becoming an issue already. In fact, as those spine crawlers are not ready, he doesn't have enough investors just yet to actually defend here.
Yeah, this opens up a bit of a timing here for YoDa, and YoDa's trying to use it, but those Zerglings will be ready in a second.
Yeah, he's only got 4 siege tanks, so I'm not sure if that's enough for these banelings.
Should be. I would really love if he could just position those mutalisks a little farther to the left so that he has an easier access to the siege tanks. But, well, lost a few drones. Actually, YoDa did him a favor here.
Oh, the hatchery's gonna die here. The baneling's finished, but he wasn't comfortable. He wanted to wait for the Broodlords. Adrenal Glands finishes now as well, and here he goes. The tanks are sieged and ready. He needs to pull back and split his Marines. So far, he does a decent job here.
The Mutalisks are not doing anything. Taking down those Medivacs is not going to help him in the fight itself. After the fight, that's invaluable. But right now, that's really not what he wants to do. He should have tried to take down those siege tanks first with a priority. But now we have both of them still at the same supply. A good bank for BoongBoong. And this time he has the Broodlords.
Yeah, he's got the Broodlords. He's going to have 3/3 in a second. That's something else that YoDa had in that last fight that he did not. +2 comes out for Broodlords and Mutalisks. Of course, Mutalisks not really going to be the combat units. YoDa, I would like to see him even take his 5th base now while he's got this, because if he has 2 bases on both sides of the map, even though the 5th base at the top has creep really connected to it, if BoongBoong goes over there, he has an opening to attack BoongBoong's 4th at the same time.
YoDa has the 3/3 now, so that is definitely giving him an edge, that's right. And we have him with the double starport to just speed up his Viking production a little bit. And, well, it comes down to his management of his air units. If he clumps them up, if he gives his opponent a chance to fungal. But YoDa is only up against 3 infestors now, and BoongBoong is building more, but that's still going to be an issue.
This drop could be an issue as well, because he was able to avoid the creep, it looks like. Either that or BoongBoong just happened to not see it. Not a lot of Vikings here, but just a few will help push this back. The upgrades are done for the Speedlings, though, and the Marines get bungled.
Those Mutalisks are dying.
Where's the second bungle? He doesn't have another one, and the Marines still live.
Yeah, and YoDa is taking a supply lead. Here come the Banelings, and oh, they connect well, but mostly with the siege tanks.
He might dart into those Broodlords. There are Queens here to transfuse. I don't think he can actually do it. He's going to try, though.
He's going to try, but he doesn't really have enough. There come the transfuses, one after another.
The rest of the Lings are trying to defend the drop, and it looks like he barely does not.
Yeah.
That was a tough choice to make, and YoDa made the wrong one.
YoDa made the wrong one. Everything went well for BoongBoong, and now BoongBoong can push in, and once again he has the bank. 2,000 minerals. Not really all that the gas that he needs, but he gets additional extractors. Now he has a 4th base and a 5th ready.
If YoDa had just walked away there, he would have been okay. Now he's really in an awkward position. The planetaries to help defend over here. He doesn't have that 5th base, though, whereas BoongBoong is totally uncontested at his 5th. He's mining gas from there.
BoongBoong with that creep spread sees this. I mean, YoDa stims the Marines to be as fast as possible, runs towards the base at the left, but BoongBoong sees that in time with the creep tumors, and then he has the creep speed for his Zerglings, and just races to the left to save it.
Yeah, there was no contest there. Uh-oh, that's not a tight wall, and BBoongBBoong is going to try to do some damage here. He's going to get the siege tank, the center tower, and the bunker for sure. Then the SCVs are free game. YoDa desperately trying to get back in time to defend.
And he does. Even lifts that one orbital so that he doesn't start a burn.
Uh-oh, that drop, though, is spotted again, just a little bit too late.
Getting the sensor turret alone is a huge win for BBoongBBoong, though. That just limits YoDa's vision once more.
And since his creep is spread so close, it's really easy for him to do run-bys over there with no vision of it for YoDa. He could be in trouble when they come in.
And talking about run-bys.
Yeah, this hatch should be safe with this many rings. A few more Medivacs trying to come here to save him, but he doesn't quite get out with much more than 8.
And now BBoongBBoong decides it's time to actually engage here and sees the Vikings like, oops, maybe not.
Yeah, there's a lot of Vikings to deal with. He needs to make sure that he engages with some good bungles to support on top of those Marines. Otherwise,
at the third again. And this time, Wolf, as you said, there's not a lot to defend here.
Yeah, he lost that bunker, he lost his wall, the orbital is lifted, so there's plenty of surface area.
The SCV's off their game.
Oh, this is not good for YoDa, but he may be able to get this hatchery this time. There's not a lot to defend. All the Lings are on the attack rather than the defense. And here's the big engagement that could decide it all.
There come the bundles, and immediately infested terrans are being dropped by the infestors. The rest of the broodlords are dealing with the siege tanks on the low ground. The Viking family is what's going on now, and there are not a lot for them left.
Yeah, there's too much infested terran DPS on the ground.
God,
the base is destroyed.
He lost the third.
And YoDa just has no real economy to fall back on. If he loses this army, the game is over, and it looks like he's going to lose it. There's way too many broodlords here, even the queens.
He is going for the fourth now, and if he takes down this fourth base, then YoDa will be without mining. He even lost everything at the natural, and this does not look good. 50 supply against 150. This tells the tale. Here comes the last desperate attempt of YoDa to win this game, to go straight into Goddess, but it's not going to do it. BBoongBBoong is going to advance, finally.
Finally, indeed, GG. It's been a long, hard struggle, but BBoongBBoong is in Code S.
I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. He deserves it. He was not able to do it with the Prime team, but now in this new team, he finally achieved it. Look at him.
We've got this mystery coach guy in there with him who's been helping him out here, and YoDa is so unhappy with the results of this series.
This is one of these horrible games when you have two players that both deserve to be in Code S. I'm happy for YoDa, for BBoongBBoong, because his ordeal is finally over. Finally not the up and downs. Finally he gets his shot. But for YoDa, it's of course a disaster. And I feel so sorry for him here. This must feel...
You can see how it feels. It's written all over his face.
Poor guy.
What a rough situation. But that does it for our second best of 3. Up next, we're going to have Center up against Parting. Center was able to take out Seed. Seed definitely having an off day, but Parting, I think, man, coming off a double World Championship, WCG, WCS, I think that if Parting loses this game, it's like, what's going on with Center? He's pretty good, but is he that good to be able to beat this double world champion?
I talked to Parting earlier, and he actually said that he's very, very unhappy with this Terran versus Protoss these days. And I'm like,
he hasn't had to play very much.
How can that be? Because that is the matchup that you are known for. He's like, yeah, I know, but these days it's like, I don't feel good in that matchup. I could lose today.
Nobody plays against Terrans in major LAN tournaments these days because there's just not that many of them out there.
He told me that he's actually a little bit afraid that he might lose the series today, that he has a lot of respect for Senna, and that he knows that he's like the favorite, especially if you just look at the names. But he said today, maybe I might lose this game.
Yeah, there's always a lot of confidence issues when it comes to playing against someone who's relatively unknown when you're really famous.
And Senna did good. He played against 2 Protoss players already, and he defeated both to end up in the 3rd round. So
and for him, he's practicing the same matchup over and over again.
Could be a really strong game if for Senna. Maybe he is able to do it. Parting, on the other hand, everyone wants him in Codes. That's where he belongs. I think there's no doubt about it. But guys, before we start into our next best of 3, we have a 5-minute break. After this, we're going into Senna versus Parting.